November 22nd, 2024, and this video is called the Fukushima Cover On. Now that was a play with words because I didn't want to say cover up because, this is total transparency here. So this is, if you go to the TEPCO website with their live camera, the site of Unit 1. I've been watching this thing for years. Now, they already had covered it years ago, but the radiation levels were kind of building up, so they had to take that cover off, right? So right now I noticed they've been building this this structure around it because it's basically falling apart, and they're trying to shore it up so it just doesn't crumble. Now, the next big major earthquake, that's not going to prevent it. But this is another cover on, because look they're starting to build like the structure around it that's going to cover this up, just like the rest of them. So we don't know what's going on in there. But this isn't going to do nothing. This is cosmetics, because remember, they really haven't figured out the technology to fix this. Now, if you go on Google Earth, you could really get better resolutions than Google Maps. This is Unit 1 right over in here. And you could see it's picking up. This is a more recent satellite photo, because this is that wall that they're building around it. But what I wanted to show you is look at this mess in the inside here. Now, no humans have been inside this thing. What's weird is they've been on the outside, but they could only be there for a certain time, and they definitely have to wear their Tyvek suits. But look at this mess in here. There was a hydrogen explosion that blew this apart. And why there isn't still urgency 13 years later to fix this thing. I mean, granted, it's going to be like this for the next 3,000 years. But where the hell is the world? I mean, this is like contaminating the freaking food supply that we eat. But what I wanted to show you is, this is from TEPCO themselves. And here's... They're able to get some robots in there, but they die very quickly. But they're able to get some video. Now look at this guy. This is the Ministry of Economy, Trade, and Industry, the counselor. Now this guy has definitely got to be versed in nuclear technology, because of the economy, trade, and industry. But look at what he says about looking into these pictures of the robot. He says the damage is so severe that we are a bit surprised. As he's looking, look at this. Look at the radiation popping on these maps. It says we didn't think the condition would be so bad. And now check this out. This is the pedestal that holds up that middle part. This right here, look at the lower part is hollow. This is supposed to be filled with concrete. And what he states is the concrete may have melted or evaporated due to the heat of the debris. Now, just think about that. Once this thing collapses, we're going to be into the next phase of Fukushima. And this is going to be a big wake-up call when this happens. But then again, every 10 years, is it every 10 years that there's a major nuclear meltdown? So it's going on 13 years. So I think any minute we're going to have another major nuclear meltdown somewhere across the world, because that's the average of these too green, too cheap to meter nuclear energy And that's why I kind of penned the phrase nuclear when you say nuclear, because they're basically the same. They just lie through their teeth to make it sound like this is some green technology and we need more nuclear power plants. Google Maps. What I find interesting is nuclear power plants are always going to be around some body of water, right? But what's going to happen to all these ones that are put next to rivers? Because obviously the earth is heating up, it's evaporating our water. So just imagine, we might not be here, but definitely these things were only built for 60 years. But say in 100 years, when we really have some major droughts, I have a feeling all hell is going to break loose.
Life is not something you'll find in your living room or in your garage. Life is something everybody has access to. It's something you can't buy. It's something that can't be taken away with a piece of paper. The essence of life. So humans, the species, we contemplate life, but there's 8 million species on the planet. On this planet, we couldn't care less about. We tried to race into space, but we haven't even explored 2% of our oceans. We conquer, but we don't understand what life is. We take it for granted. We feel an entitlement. But we also have an essence about us. And you can disrupt somebody's essence with propaganda or chemicals or abuse or neglect. But it's like a flower that blooms, and life can bloom in even the most wicked, even the most degenerate, and even the most lost. Life and peace is something that we don't seem to worry about. We worry about Hollywood movies and gadgets and toys. And I just don't think sometimes that reality will ever sit in. And I know that don't make any sense to anybody. But as I explain it, the rest of this, it might make some sense to you. So we're going to lose this planet for sure. It's not a maybe, it's not an if, and it's not long away.